The Conqueror sits at the top of the British battleship line in the legendary tier slot. The ship is the size of a small state and is equipped with enough tea to drown your enemies in any future rebellious colonies. It has a reputation as the King of Fire with a 48% base fire chance and is sure to foster a new wave of Reddit and Facebook complaints about HE spam from the Firestarter hating club. Truth be told, the ship is very strong and takes a lot of guesswork out of playing battleships. Anyone with 2 thumbs and a trigger finger will find it relatively easy to spam their enemies with massive HE shells from the nether regions at the back of the map. To maximize your colonizing experience, set her up with Andrew Cunningham as your commander. The ship excels at long-range combat, and accuracy is the name of the game. I will say, if you're a pay-to-play kind of guy or gal, Azurlane Nelson would be a very strong choice. Back to Cunningham. Take not the one for Nuisance, Crisscross, Marksmanship, Reaching Out XXL, and Will to Rebuild. The only downfall of this build is not having the perk Master Mechanic in perk slot 4. This takes away one of your very valuable heals, but more on that later. For your inspirations, first and foremost, you're going to want to have Mikhail Kedrov for improved turret rotation speed. It's the difference between watching the ad at the beginning of this video or skipping it. Inspirations that would also be beneficial would include the Azurlane Scharnhorst for a double accuracy build. If you do not have her, there are plenty of other options. Runner-ups include D. Ravel for increased reload speed, Lev Galler for improved battleship HE damage, or Reinaud Shear for reduced risk of catching fire. I'm certain there are other valuable ways to set this ship up. Leave a comment down below on what builds you've had the most success with. Setup. We want to play to this ship's strengths. We can do this by taking Aiming Systems Mod 1, Propulsion Mod, Concealment, and Main Battery Mod 3. So what are the ship's strengths? Well, for starters, it has amazing HE shells with large damage numbers and the highest fire chance per shell currently in the game. They are great for any target, but I have to say that target selection is very important with this ship. Having good HE shells can make players lazy, simply sitting in the back of the map and switching targets, burning enemy battleships down. This is great for getting large damage numbers, but doesn't ensure you're actually helping your team to win. Focus cruisers and destroyers first. Destroyer captains should be shaking in their little boots when they see Conqueror.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Because each individual shell has the potential to clap their cheeks. And if a destroyer tries a YOLO torp run, well, then this happens.
Warning, the next part of the video shows graphic violence towards destroyers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Explosive shells are the name of the game, but the Conqueror also has good AP shells. The shells have a shorter fuse, like most other British battleships, meaning they will not go through as much armor before exploding. This means less damage on battleships, but also less overpins on cruisers or destroyers. To get the most out of this ship, switch shell types and bait your enemies into thinking you're just an HE spamming brownie. Concealment is the best of any legendary battleship to date, and for comparison is around 2 kilometers better than the Mercedes Kurfürst. This can be helpful in a lot of situations, such as sneaking up on flanks, or getting into a better position while not getting shot. If taking a lot of damage, simply stop firing your guns, retreat, and use a heal. Right next to the T storage room and the Combat Information Center is the super secret British 3D printer that the ship uses to heal after taking light damage, such as fires. The heals are good for about 25,000 HP, just like the Nelson. This helps to make up for the very low health pool that falls well short of Yamato and Kurfürst. In addition, the armor scheme is not as robust as the other big battleships and can lead to getting annihilated in spectacular fashion if you're not careful. If focused by too many people, this ship will go down faster than France in World War II. This, along with your poor torpedo protection, prevents this ship from being a great brawler. Overall, your big heal is balanced by not being very tanky, so keep that in mind. Use islands or your concealment to try to get the enemy to focus on other players on your team, especially if your health pool is getting lower. A lot of red team players have the attention span of a gnat and can often be duped into not shooting at you. Another reason this ship is not good in close quarters combat is that the secondary battery is as useful as the QA tester for Cyberpunk 2077. Luckily, we are forced to use the enhanced secondary targeting consumable because there is no room on this floating city to fit a spotter plane. Overall, it's a very fun ship to play. Now grab yourself a cup of tea and make the Queen proud.